Hi, and welcome to your Bio 230 lecture and lab online course for the fall semester. I just wanted to highlight a few things about the course so that you understand the layout and hopefully can find everything. So first of all, this is your course home. It has a few different things on here, like the eCampus support, has the download to get Respondus Lockdown browser if you've never used that before. You can click there to access that. Different announcements that I post should show up here in my announcements. Different resources are available there, as well as some to-do lists and some other support links are there. So that is your landing page. For the beginning, of course, Start Here is a nice place to start. A little introduction about myself is included here. The course video, kind of overview, the syllabus uploaded there. Our course learning objectives are listed. I am using McGraw-Hill Connect for this course. That gives you access to the ebook as well as to your assignments. So there's a video here about how to access those. If you remained opted into the first start for your courses, then you should have received an access code, or you should be receiving an access code from Barnes & Noble that was included in that first start online or textbook option that they've started this year. If you opted out of that, then again, you'll follow the instructions here. You can purchase the code directly through McGraw-Hill, and it'll go through the instructions about how to do that. If you have any issues, any problems with getting access to that, there is also a 14-day trial period that gives you temporary access if you didn't opt into that service provided by Barnes & Noble, and you need to wait a little bit for finances. There is a temporary access. So again, that video kind of walks through all of that. Again, there's another download here for Respondus Lockdown, a little bit about some course etiquette, and then you'll see a couple assignments to get us started. One is the syllabus quiz. This does two things: ensures that you've read the syllabus, but also it does require the Lockdown browser, so it helps you get that set up before it comes time for taking a test, and then we have issues at that point. And then also, just so everyone can learn a little bit about each other and I can learn more about you, an introduction discussion. Just post a little bit about yourself, and then reply to at least a couple other students as far as getting to know them as well. So those are both due by the end of the first week, so Friday the 23rd by 11:59 p.m. So then scrolling back up, so after you've completed the Start Here, which is this first little kind of mini week, starting actually our first week on the 26th, everything is pretty much set up to be due on a Friday. I do not at all recommend that you wait or try to do all of this in one day. There is a good bit of information because, again, it's the same equivalent as being in class 3 hours a week, as well as lab for 3 hours a week, as well as doing homework outside of that. So there's significant work that's involved in this course. So again, completing everything in one day is not advised or possibly even likely. So in each week, you'll see only the first 3 weeks are available right now. I'll be opening them as we go. So it gives a little overview as far as activities and things that are due. So both lecture and lab are within the same course, so you're not popping back and forth. So for the lecture, we're starting with chapter 1. I'm going over some terminology that relates to anatomy and physiology. So for each chapter, you're going to have a reading assignment called a Smart Book assignment, and then kind of an end of the chapter, what I call a self-check assignment. All of the Smart Books are based on participation. So you go in, they're set to be around 45 minutes, give or take, 15. The way they're set up is you kind of read through it, you answer questions. If you get the questions right, it goes faster than if you miss questions, and then it gets very repetitive, asking more and more questions. Again, remember, repetition is one of the best ways we learn. So while it may seem redundant and repetitive, it is intentional. So again, those are designed to be around 45 minutes each. And then at the end of the chapter, again, there's a self-check. You do have 2 attempts. So the first time you complete the assignment, it's submitted, and then the next time you sign back in, it only shows questions that you missed. It doesn't show the answers that you put, but you can't do any worse the second time. It takes your best attempt. but it's just a way to give you kind of a second chance opportunity to complete those. And then again, our week 1 activities for a lab are included here too. You'll also see the study guide and learning outcomes for each chapter that are listed. So they're listed here in just a table format, but there's also a Word document. So if you want to kind of pull those out and type them up as you go, or make note cards, I do recommend completing these as you go. Otherwise, it gets very overwhelming by the time it gets time for the test. So again, if you go through and either make a note card or again, type it out or make an outline. So you should be able to, as this says, list organ systems of the body and their major components. You should be able to compare and contrast feedbacks. So again, taking time to practice doing that, going over it in your head, talking about it with a group, those are all great study skills. So then below that we have, excuse me, the lecture content. So as it shows, there's a PowerPoint for each chapter. There are recorded lectures that go along with those. And then that self-check or that smart book reading assignment, the self-check chapter assignment, and then also a discussion that goes along. So we'll just click there real quick. So again, PowerPoint is there's a PDF so you can download it. Again, 2 lectures that go along with this, your reading assignment. So you'll click on this one to either enter your access code that you've received from Barnes & Noble or to buy access to connect directly from the publisher. So in that first assignment is where that'll all happen. And then once you had done that, then you don't have to do that every time. So that reading and self-check. And then again, your discussion, so similar to the intro discussion, you make your post following the prompt here, and then you reply to at least 2 other students in order to receive full credit for that. So if we scroll back up, and now if we look at the lab activities, so again, there are a couple different assignments here, as well as, again, McGraw-Hill is used for this as well. So they have virtual labs, and then they also have a various system here that kind of goes through. You'll be using it the first time in order to go through the different parts of the body. So it's a virtual type of setup, but again, it provides a realistic experience of going through the organ systems. All right, so again, labs to be completed. So you need to do this video assignment, which is worth 2 points. Another one on the body plane. So how those are both set up. So they're here. It's a YouTube video, but there are questions that are embedded. So as you watch it, then questions pop up. You answer the questions. It is based on accuracy, so it's not just completing that. So, make sure you pay attention, answer the questions correctly. You do have unlimited attempts, though, so you can go back and rewatch it and re-answer the questions to get a good grade on those. And then again, the virtual labs that are here, the directional terms and vocabulary terms. So again, clicking on that will take you to McGraw-Hill, and it'll take you to the lab portion to complete those. So again, all of that needs to be completed by the end of that week, which is August 30th by 11:59 p.m. The other weeks are set up essentially the same way. So again, there's an overview, your study guide, kind of learning outcomes for that chapter set up, and then again, the chapter. So pretty much we do a chapter every week. That doesn't always work out exactly that way, but pretty well kind of count on one chapter a week. The biggest advice I can give you is to ask for help. Your grades, if you click on your grade book there, you can see that there are various tools that are available. So again, if you can't find anything or you need help with anything, please reach out. I am on the Potomac State campus, so if you need to stop by and see me or need help just navigating or going over anything, please stop by and I'll help you the best I can. Thanks and hope you have a great semester.